Welcome to Villa Antonia. We are so glad you're here to join us today. We're going to be giving you a virtual tour of our lovely wedding venue. You're going to love what you see today. Here in the Texas Hill Country, our venue sits upon 16 acres of sprawling Texas Hill Country views. The venue itself is 19,000 square feet. You have access to the entire property on your wedding day for up to 10 hours. So I want to take a minute to just walk you through our spaces. As you arrive and as your guests arrive on the wedding day, we're going to enter the courtyard through the lovely stone bridal arch. So here on the brick pavers, this is primarily an area that you will see as just a welcome space. Perhaps you would just have some high top tables here. You'll see lots of lovely water features on property, beautiful built-in features as well. Here in the courtyard area, we have a lot of built-in seating. And of course, just the lush landscaping and European architecture become an incredible backdrop for your wedding day. Upon arrival, your guests are going to make their way to the ceremony terrace, which, as you can see, boasts a pretty significant view of the rolling hills here in Jonestown, Texas. Just outside of Austin, we have this beautiful part of our area that not only has incredible sunsets, but becomes just a dreamy location to say I do. So this is what we call our Lakeview Ceremony Terrace, with a center aisle and chairs on either side. Our bride and groom are typically here in the center. And you have your wedding party standing here as well. What's really lovely about our venue is it's really a dream for weather. So it is Texas. We know our weather can be a little crazy. So our venue does have really amazing indoor spaces for your ceremony as well. So your coordinator will help design how you choose to use the space. So we have two options for ceremony. Again, the outdoor space here. But we also have an on-site chapel. So if you need to have an indoor ceremony or you just prefer an old world design for your ceremony, we have that available for you. Here on the outside, for the evening, it's completely shaded. The sun sets behind the venue, so it allows us to have this beautiful space and quite comfortable for the Texas weather. And then there's always a lovely breeze that comes through the terraces here because of our elevation. So don't be afraid of those warmer months because it really is quite lovely here. So after ceremony, either in the chapel or here on the outside terrace, your guests will transition to cocktail hour, which, as you can see, we have our lovely cocktail garden, which is known for our monarch butterflies, which do migrate here through the Texas Hill Country every spring. So this is historically known as our butterfly cocktail garden, which gives your guest a designated area to enjoy the gardens and the fountains while the wedding party is finishing up photos. You know, the biggest thing that you have to embrace when you have a wedding here at the villa is we're not a venue where everybody's in one big room kind of sitting at the same tables the whole night. Your guests and your wedding party really have the opportunity to have an immersion interactive experience. One of the many charms of our venue is we love that your friends and family, who oftentimes are meeting for the first time, really get to interact with each other. You know, after the ceremony, the bar typically opens, your guests are gonna get a drink, and then they're gonna take that 45-minute time to just explore. Again, we have the gardens, we have a rooftop tower with an observation deck. Just kind of gives your guest an interactive cocktail hour so that they have kind of a built-in entertainment element. Now, after cocktail hour, all of your guests are going to transition to dinner, which again here at Villa Antonia, you have some wonderful options with how you use our space. So we have a beautiful indoor dining room, which I will be showing you, but we often see al fresco dining here, which is very European. We love to see families gathering around a table under candlelight, under the moon, under the stars to partake in a meal. So as you can see, the courtyard here, boasts not only the lovely fountain, but it's an area that everyone will gather during cocktail hour. Your guests can go down to the garden, or they can hang out on the main level. They can hang out inside in the foyer. You can see we have a lovely built-in stone table, which is wonderful for the buffet, charcuterie, preset champagne. And then this is a must-see spot here at the villa. Any photographer will tell you this is definitely a favorite outdoor moment here. This is the gazebo, which really is a lovely place for lounge seating, or perhaps you just want to pop up some of our cocktail tables. Oftentimes we'll see this is where the DJ will stage for ceremony music or for amplification for the ceremony. But as you can see, it's just another glimpse of how beautiful the Texas Hill Country views are. And as we transition to dinner, this gives us just a little sneak peek of having an outside dinner on the chapel terrace. So as we continue on our tour, again, you'll see that you get to utilize all of the spaces of the venue. We want you to just really enjoy this beautiful location that you have and get to share it with your guests. So here we have the lovely chapel terrace. This area can be used for the outdoor alfresco dining that we discussed. The chapel terrace for dinner can host seating for about 100 people with round tables, and even lovely to leave just enough room in the middle to have like your special dances, like the father-daughter, the mother-son dance. The DJ dancing, where it's time for everybody to get crazy, does have to be indoors per the sound ordinance, but there's something really lovely about having just a dreamy, lovely dance out here as you're watching the sunset. As you can see, we have the beautiful views here that become your backdrop for dinner. You get to watch the sunset, which is very dreamy. And then the main venue here becomes the backdrop to everything that you have. So as lovely as the venue is during the daytime, once the sun sets and it has that golden hour glow, it's pretty magical here. We include all of the bistro lighting. All of the buildings are illuminated. All the gardens and pathways are as well. So again, it becomes this just magical, romantic spot once you get to see it transition from daytime to nighttime. So as you can see, this is where we get those Tuscany and Texas vibes. It's like going to Italy without the passport. Such a lovely, immersive experience to experience just the gorgeous old world European charm. And as we transition after dinner, you do have the option to use the indoor dining room, but everybody's going to make their way into the chapel because this is where the dance floor is. So as you can see, you have this incredible dance floor. It was actually built for dancing, but given a chapel aesthetic, just so that we had an alternate location for ceremony. So again, you have all the peace of mind that if you need to have your ceremony indoors for weather, or if you just prefer an indoor ceremony, you have this beautiful location. Center aisle, chairs on either side. The ceremony typically happens there in the center, and again, the natural light throughout the spaces is pretty special. And then after ceremony, again, everybody's going to make their way to cocktail hour, dinner. While that's happening, the caterers, who play a really big role here, are going to simply just move out most of the chairs because you still want to have some seating in the dancing area. So after dinner, everybody's going to come in here, and this is where the dance party happens. So the band or the DJ is here in the front. You see there's great space for the party. Typically you would have cocktail tables or some seating along the sides. Check out the built-in bar. Literally people get to be waiting in line, having their drink, having a dance. It's really cool. Here in the corners, these are great spaces for a photo booth or a coffee bar. And then as you can see, we have the beautiful stone doors here. This is where the bride and groom will make their exit at the end of the night. So the doors open, your guest will be waiting with sparklers, bubbles, any way that you would like to make your way out. And then as you can see, the chapel connects to the terrace here. So it really just provides this interactive experience as we discussed before. All of the spaces work really nicely together. Again, it gives your guest opportunities to step outside and enjoy the beautiful Texas sky while the younger crowd is having their moment on the dance floor. As you can see, the wooden doors are pretty special. These doors were handmade and hand constructed, just like everything that you see on site. It's one of the many things that makes our space so unique. So I'd like to talk about parking and arrival and departure here at Villa Antonia. Here at the Villa, we have ample parking for all of our guests. We have 3 different parking lots and back-end street parking. As you can see, all of our parking lots are embedded into the landscape here in the Hill Country to maintain the integrity of just the beauty that we have in our area. So for your guest arrival and departure, the venue includes a parking team. These attendants will welcome all of the guests who drive and will provide golf cart shuttles from the various parking lots here to the main entrance, and then they'll take them back to the cars at the end of the night. The parking attendants also oversee all of the vendor arrival and departure, and then they maintain everything that happens on the exterior of the building. We do encourage you to have shuttles for your guests. The majority of our weddings here have guests that are traveling to Austin. So on our website, under the preferred vendor page, you'll see recommendations for local hotels, lots of Airbnbs in this resort area. And then ride shares frequent our space, Uber, Lyft, Fetty vans. We really encourage you to shuttle your guests here so that they can sit back, enjoy the Hill Country views, and just have a great time. We are going to head inside. I want you to have a sneak peek of the beautiful bride and groom's rooms here. These beautiful balconies that you see, they are off the bride and groom's rooms. So again, it gives the couple an experience to get to take in the sights and sounds as you're getting ready. So here we are in the foyer of the main venue. As you will see, we have our iconic staircase here. This is a beautiful part of the venue and very much of an interactive space. As you can see, it's a very lovely gathering space. Typically, this is an area where your guest will gather after the ceremony. Typically, they'll find a restroom, grab a drink at the bar, and there's lots of doorways so that it has, again, a very easy flow. You know, we're not a space where everybody comes and goes through like one doorway or one foyer. We love to see people moving about this space, having little conversations, enjoying their cocktails, enjoying the sights and sounds. In this building, we have the lovely fireplace, which is always going in the cooler months. We have our built-in bar. We have the beautiful dining room. All of the restrooms here at the Villa wrap around the staircase here. We have men's and women's with stalls, and then we also have a family restroom with a changing table. All of our restrooms are also ADA compliant for any of your guests with mobility needs. And then here, the staircase leads to a beautiful staircase atrium and also takes us to the bride and groom's rooms. But a little bit of history on our space here, in case you didn't know. Our venue, Villa Antonia, is named after Antonia, our namesake. She loved all things Italian, as that was her heritage, and it was just her dream to emulate a Tuscan villa here in the Hill Country. So Antonia was a designer. She would sketch vignettes and design the buildings and her longtime partner, Bill, would build it. Everything that you see here is self-designed, self-curated, which makes us so unique. There's nothing quite like us here because it's one of a kind. So Antonia did raise her family here. The bride and groom's rooms were originally bedrooms where her kids grew up. Eventually, people started asking if they could get married here because of the beautiful views, and that's when the family turned it into a wedding venue. 20 years later, thousands of weddings later, we are one of the most highly desired wedding venues in the nation. We have clients that come from all over and certainly guests as well to celebrate here in the Hill Country. We're going to make our way up to the suites because you are going to love seeing them. The upper level at Villa Antonia is pretty special. Gives the wedding party the entire upstairs to themselves as you're getting ready. As you can see, the staircase atrium is quite special. Tons of natural light. The ambiance in the staircase atrium is second to none. It's a charming space for a first look or wedding party photos. Certainly has the beautiful old world charm of villas that you would see in the countryside of Capri, Tuscany, Positano. Very authentic feel of the European experience. Much of the artwork and the sculptures that you see on property was purchased in that part of the world and shipped here. So we do feel that our venue has a lot of authenticity, which does, again, make it one of a kind. As we make our way through the atrium, this connects to the groom's room. So there's a closet here where the guys get to put all their things. The groom's room is a great space for the guys to hang out. We have a fridge that we keep stocked with waters. Certainly can enjoy a beverage. All alcohol does have to be serviced by the bartenders here. You do have a TV in both of the suites, so you can stream music, watch a game. There are restrooms upstairs as well. The groom's room has a restroom and a shower. And you will certainly want to enjoy the beautiful views of the balconies. So here we have, off of the groom suite, this beautiful balcony that overlooks the chapel terrace. And what's so fun is the guys typically are hanging out on this terrace, the one that wraps around, welcoming all the guests as they're walking up. It definitely creates a very interactive experience for the guys. So we have men's and women's restrooms here at the villa in addition to a family restroom. This is the ladies' restroom with stalls. It's also ADA compliant. So we have, in the ladies' restroom, we have 3 stalls that give you some privacy. There's also a vanity with double sinks, so lots of space for the ladies to enjoy. So this is where the guys get to hang out. This is the men's restroom. It has a stall, a double vanity, and then of course a urinal. We also have a family restroom complete with a changing table, and this restroom is also ADA compliant for our guests with mobility needs. Comes with a vanity as well. So this is our Something Blue bridal suite. An ample space for the ladies to enjoy getting ready. Tons of natural light, lots of dress racks, plenty of room to spread out. There's also a TV, again, that you can stream music, have some lovely art going. And then as we head here into the beauty bar, not only is this a beautiful area for photos, it's like a girl's dream room, complete with a beauty bar, custom lighting. We have our restroom as well. And we even have a lovely little changing room where you can pull the curtains, have some privacy when you're getting into your dress, and do a little reveal with your mom or your dad or your bridesmaids. It's definitely a beautiful room for the ladies. So the bridal suite connects to the private rooftop terrace, which also wraps around and connects to the groom's room. This area gives the wedding party complete privacy prior to the ceremony. Definitely a favorite for photographers to take pictures of the ladies, then they'll bring the guys out. Of course, it showcases the beautiful Texas Hill Country views. And we have our iconic observation tower as well. So it's definitely customary that our couples will climb the staircase and get a beautiful sunset picture at the observation deck on your wedding day. This is also an area that the guests can explore during cocktail hour. Again, you have the entire venue that you have access to. We're not open to the public, so there's no wedding crashing here. We don't have patrons milling about. So your guests get to take in, again, all the sights and sounds during that cocktail hour time. From up here on the bridal terrace, it overlooks our waterfall grotto, the butterfly cocktail garden. You get a glimpse of the other parking lots, and then there's the lovely stone walkway that wraps around and connects to the main level. And then as you can see, the buildings like the tower behind become such a beautiful backdrop for your photos here, which truly are like art. And as you can see, there is a pathway that connects to the main level. This is another entryway that your guests can come and be dropped off by shuttles. This is also another beautiful space that you can make your way to the ceremony. So this is what we call the long walk. It's a pathway that can be used for the bride to make her way to the ceremony. It also just boasts a beautiful view as we're making our way to the ceremony, and it connects to the shuttles so the guests can make their way to the ceremony from this pathway as well. As you can see, it showcases the beautiful gardens and connects to the ceremony terrace. So it gives you a beautiful glimpse of the spaces. So here in the foyer, this connects to the built-in bar. So again, this is a beautiful station. Typically this bar will open after the ceremony, and then eventually the chapel bar will open when everyone is in there for dancing. Again, we do allow you to purchase your alcohol and have it delivered from like Specs or Total Wine, which is a really affordable way to have a bar. The caterers are the ones that bring all of the bar services, bartenders, setup. Caterers provide all of the food, beverage, staffing. They stay till the end of the night to break everything down as well. So we're going to continue here into the underground wine cellar dining room. This is your option for an indoor dinner. So again, you have this as a backup plan if the weather does not cooperate for an outdoor dinner. But it serves as a beautiful indoor location for a climate-controlled, chandelier-clad dinner. The catering kitchen is at the end of the room here. As you can see, the natural light here plays a really beautiful role in dinner. And usually the toasts happen in here, and then everybody's going to make their way over to the terrace where you'll finish the evening dancing in the chapel and enjoying the outdoors. We do include all of the tables and chairs, tables of all different sizes. The wooden crossback vineyard chairs come included for ceremony and reception. And off of the wine cellar dining room leads us to the beautiful waterfall grotto. This also is going to take us to the butterfly cocktail garden, a favorite of your guests to get to explore the beautiful water features, the water lilies and the koi pond. So here we have the beautiful waterfall grotto. This is definitely a spot where your guests can explore during cocktail hour. Beautiful for photos. We oftentimes will see photographers use this area for wedding party photos as well. It connects to the cocktail garden. So this is the area where you would have as your designated cocktail hour. pop up some cocktail tables, maybe even some of our in-house rentals with the umbrella garden tables. But it's a lovely area for your guests to enjoy while you're finishing up your photos. And then as you can see, the backdrop of the waterfall grotto becomes a beautiful spot for wedding party pictures, family photos. From here, you also get a glimpse of the other parking lots as we discussed. So this is parking lot 2. Anyone that parks here can wait for a golf cart shuttle, or they can certainly explore and make their way to the main level. And then through the lovely iron gazebo here, we have a fun surprise for you. This pathway leads us to our grand pond, and it also overlooks parking lot 3. Again, anyone that parks in parking lot 3 is going to catch a golf cart back to the main level. Here's the grand pond and fountain, which is definitely a milestone moment here at Villa Antonia. So from here you get a really beautiful view of the full venue. So you see the rooftop tower off the bridal suite, and then the bridge that wraps around and connects to the main level. And then of course, I hope you can take in all the beautiful gardens. The landscaping here is lush and green year-round. Certainly in some of the cooler months, typical to our area, we lose some leaves on the trees. But our master gardening and facilities team work really hard to make sure that it's lush and beautiful for every wedding. So here we are in the greenhouse. This is a really fun, multifunctional space. We've seen people just do some seating in here for your guest. It is air conditioned. We've seen people put a bar in this area. It connects here to the butterfly cocktail garden. So it serves as just a great flexible space that you can be creative with. We also set out cornhole boards that you can see so that the guys can enjoy having a fun little game during cocktail hour. In conclusion, thank you so much for spending time with us today. Hope you've enjoyed your virtual tour of Villa Antonia. It would be our pleasure to host your special day. From our family to yours, we do hope that you would choose to get married here. I promise we'll take great care of you. Special thanks to Unity Reel for helping us film this today. You can find their info on our preferred vendor list for videography and photography. And we look forward to working with you for your best day ever. Thank you.